Yeah, I'm bullish coming into the open. Um, this sell-off yesterday, I think I think a lot of it was because of the Trump tweeting about like war with Iran,
Oh,
and then the Gaza ceasefire ending. So that just brings like uncertainty into the market, and I I mean we saw it just chop around. It tapped back into this daily support. Also, where we found buyers Friday from consumer sentiment.
hmm,
Um, and I think the market already has an expectation for what Powell's going to say.
hmm, hmm, hmm. All right, well, stay tuned. We got about 60 seconds
Hmm.
coming into the open. What's Dakota got behind him today? He's got that hybrid bull bear thing behind him.
Oh
Dakota
yeah, I'm
coming into
expecting a
what we
choppy and
got.
trashy market, man. Yesterday was a mess. Today, why would it not be a mess?
Okay, Jack. Yes, there's a mess. Why would today not be a mess? Jack, come on in here. You expecting a
Going
mess
to it.
today, Jack?
All right.
Yep.
Sizing
Let's
down a
do
little bit. If we go to my chart real quick, I am such an asshole from yesterday.
it.
Um,
Already.
I don't know. I look at this, I'm like, how did you lose money? You had this line. This is what you wanted. It never went below it. Just a couple ticks. But I FOMO'd in to a trade. And I realize now with trading two minis in this market, you got to be willing to lose 5K on the trade. And I wasn't paper hands. So today I will make adjustments.
Excellent. Diamond hands it is. All right, we got about 5 seconds coming into the open. Let's see what we got. A little pre-bell buying up right now. And we
I'm
are open.
bullish.
Let's have some fun today. Again, it is FOMC. Rocks. Let's take a
Hey,
look at these
real quick
markets.
here.
Go ahead,
We were
Eddie.
on a break. We had a hot biscuit hit the wire. And Johnny Hogue's commented on this also. White House economic advisor says that he's spent the last night with the Commerce Secretary, Treasury Secretary, negotiating with other countries about mutually lowering tariffs ahead of the April 2nd date. So this
Lord.
might put a spin on something. So back to you, Andre.
All right, well, this might be what's part of this buying right now. Buying right out of the gate here in the NASDAQ, 19,806. New highs just put in. S&P seeing some buying as well. New highs put in there, 56.90. The Dow did spike higher. Crude, $66.73, kind of, about 20 cents beneath the highs there. And gold making new all-time highs overnight, 30.52, $3,000.52 or $52.40. New all-time highs in the gold. Last trade in the gold, 30.42. More buying coming
And
in
there you
here
go.
in the NASDAQ. What do you got, Eddie?
I got that for you, Andre.
Oh, thank you. That's yes, those overnight. We'll see if we can keep putting in new all-time highs in the gold. Let's take a look at the tilt right now.
I
50
think
50
we could get,
in. Yes. Go ahead, Dakota. You like a trade,
as you say,
please
I
call
think
it
we
out.
could
Same.
get to these upper 800s in the NASDAQ, Andre. I think we could retrace the majority of that big sell off during the New York session going prior to FOMC. So I
Huh?
think we can keep rallying.
Yeah, I want to see if we hold above the Asia highs at 19,800. If we're not sustaining value above the overnight highs, then you could catch a nice short um, beforehand.
19,800. Alrighty. Last trade we did peak up at 19,809. We got here in the tilt 71% long the NASDAQ right now. Keep an eye out for those big orders. Dakota, I was watching slow markets. There was that 400 lot sitting around in the NASDAQ that are pretty big for slow markets. See if that
Yeah, I
wants to
don't know if it got
continue.
filled or not.
Either.
I'm sure maybe somebody in the chat, if they were watching slow markets, there's a 400 contract order sitting there. I don't know if it got filled. It did go down to the price.
Yes, it did. All right, more buying coming in here in the NASDAQ. Aaron P. Bullish coming into the open. Of course, it is FOMC day later on this afternoon for those in the States, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. There's got to be an order here in NASDAQ. Yeah, there's a 50 lot down below there. Wall to wall
Millions.
coverage here on TopStep TV.
Opening
Go ahead,
ranges
Hope.
split
Yeah, Hope.
directions. Opening range to the downside in the S&P is opening range to the upside in the Nasdaq. Both of them span. Both the opening ranges spanning the overnight high. Kind of getting into those single TPOs that Dakota was talking about, maybe getting us back up around those upper 800s if it does rally. But right now, I mean, it's kind of opening like the mess that Dakota said it was probably going to be, with the markets kind of looking in opposite directions early in the morning here.
Okay. Yes. And Dow staying strong here.
Gold
New highs.
breakout below the opening, below the initial balance here.
Gold
What
is
we were
selling off.
hoping was going to happen earlier.
Hey, here we go. New highs. 19,814. The opening bell, about up 60 points in the NASDAQ off the open. The S&P is up about 11 points or so. Dow shot out of a cannon to the upside. 42,107 highs there. Crude selling off a little bit. 66.66. Gold still selling
Look
off
for
here.
shorts and gold below 30, 40, 60.
30, 40, 60. Okay. Last trade, 30, 44.
So far, NASDAQ
For
projected
shorts.
is like under. Baron, walk me through your
Yeah.
thought process right now in this morning. Like you're number 17 on the big board. Walk me through
Yeah.
that. I'm really curious
Yeah.
on what your thought process is at the open.
Typically on FOMC days, I like to wait for the initial balance to get set, or at least like 30 minutes beforehand, and then just look for a fib retracement and target whichever side broke.
You trade fibs in the
Yeah.
direction, basically, that the opening balance gets broken.
Yeah. So
Gold
like if we
hope.
break to the downside, I'm looking for a fib retracement back up, and then look for shorts.
Okay. Simple, straightforward.
Very
that.
simple. That's just like part of it.
Okay.
Not giving
Yeah,
away the whole
that-
sauce.
Like
Gotcha.
it.
That's like a very simplistic form, but on FOMC days, I've seen it happen so many times that like I'm pretty confident in that. But that's always before the rate decision or Powell comes out.
That's right.
Got it. Do you trade after FOMC? Do you have specific times?
Typically after FOMC, like the after hours is very trendy. The past couple times it hasn't been, so you kind of just follow the trend there, and then
Got it.
just adjust stops up as it goes.
Makes sense.
As
Makes
a
sense. I like it.
reminder, not expecting anything real huge out of the FOMC today as far as rate cuts go. The presser will probably be where things get more violent. And
Sure.
now expecting the first rate cut in September.
Pushing it out to SEP.
SEP.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm expecting just rates stay the same, but I'm expecting Powell to be semi like dovish based off the previous meetings he's had. If you've listened to any of the FOMCs, like it's pretty easy to tell what he's going to say.
You think so?
Sometimes,
Okay.
yeah, sometimes. Recently, I think it's pretty easy.
Okay.
Like he testified before Congress, and he was coming in and just like he kind of calmed the market on these tariff fears, right?
Did.
And we had PPI 0.1% under expectations, CPI 0.1% under expectations. The job reports were a little bit weaker, right?
Mhm.
So I think he's going to be more open to rate cuts.
Good stuff, Baron. I like it. Baron came prepared today. Number 17 on the big board to go. Number 5 on the big board. Jack is just simply the big board. Got some more selling coming in here into the gold. Hooked like a short beneath 30.40. That's straight 30.36 over there. 50 on the tilt right now.
I've
Like
stopped
Jack said.
thinking so much into it. I really have. I
Short
used
800s.
to try and think about that, and then to me, the more I think and try and predict it, the worse I started to trade. So I just say I don't really care what he's gonna say. I stopped caring about that type of stuff lately. I don't know why, and I just trade what's in front of me. Sometimes, like I don't try
Some
and
well hit
predict
ball.
what any of that, but I do know some traders. I mean, very similar to yourself. They kind of have a game plan going into FOMC in that press conference, and they trade sometimes, and some of their trades are just absolutely amazing, based off of what he says.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
Dakota,
not.
you're in good company. Jim Dalton says he doesn't care what the numbers are. He just wants to know when they come out.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not looking to trade the like the rate decision release, or like, I mean, there's a strategy to trade like a reversal after the rate decision releases. You trade like a reversal like 10 minutes before Powell comes on, but the past few FOMCs it hasn't been a good strategy.
No, I know what
It
you're
used to
talking
be
about.
pretty decent, like where it
He's
would
done-
happen.
When he's done
80%
the
of
press
it.
conference. Yeah, he's done the press conference, and the reversal happens.
Right. And before he talks to, like, the idea if
Yep.
it gets shot out of a cannon one direction, that people are trying to hedge going into Daddy Powell talking. So
Mhm.
Should be interesting.
rich
Again, wall
my
to wall
blood.
coverage. What we got here in
Oh,
the
this-
NASDAQ? Let's trade the NASDAQ. 19,770.
Right where we
S&Ps,
opened.
5687. Sure is. Gold still selling off here. 30.35 last trade over there. Dow
Order
staying strong.
filled.
About 7 points off the highs. 42,100 last trade there. S&P is going to try and make another run for recent highs. Last trade 56.86.
The gold short should be see money, take money, contrary to the bigger picture.
Who took the short in the gold there?
Took a short in
Short,
gold.
short 30-40s. Taking profit right now, 30.35 last trade. Eddie, I got you there. We know it's FOMC day. Do we have anything before FOMC at 1 p.m. Central? I'm looking at the calendar. It looks pretty bare, but what are you seeing over there, Eddie?
Pretty thin, yes, pretty thin, like that thin crust Chicago pizza. All we've got coming up here at 9:30. 9:30, we do have our crude stock number, oil inventories. I'm sorry, crude oil inventories at 9:30. They're looking at around 800,000 barrels. Prior was 1.4 million. So we'll see what happens here, and that's about it. And remember.
Order filled.
I may be using too much power on this. Too much power.
Number 1 o'clock here is the FOMC. More importantly, 1:30 question and answer with Uncle Jerry. Back to you, Andre.
Uncle Jerry, Daddy Powell. Everything's we got JP, Jerome, a lot of things.
J
Yes.
Powell.
J Powell. Money printer go burr.
I may have to.
On the Trader Hub, it says there's a Trump Zelensky call as well.
This is
No,
not good.
another one.
9 Central.
This
9
is
Central.
not
Filming
very
it this
good, Barry.
time.
Oh boy, the last one. That was a wild one. A couple Fridays ago. That was a something. All right, let's take a look at the tilt. Nothing really jumping off the page right now. 50-50 across the board. Chin to
Market's looking
chest.
a little
Nicholas
heavy.
Ranella.
Yeah, market's looking a little heavy here in the NASDAQ, Andre. But other than that, I mean, Chop City.
Yes, it is.
That was the
Shot-
initial hypothesis, wasn't it? Chap City.
Chop City.
Tui.
Could be. Let's get a tweet. You never know. It's right around the corner.
Yeah,
Well, since
Give
we
us
have a little bit
something.
of time. Yeah, upper left-hand corner of the screen. Hashtag Fast Markets, Baron. Or hashtag Power Hour. Hit us up at Top Step TV on the X. Let's see some Trader Station setups. Well, meme, swag.
okay, there
sharing
is
wins.
one.
Go ahead, Dakota.
There is one trade I see now setting up. It's a run of these stops. If you're long this morning, I'm sure there's some stops here at 740s, 730s. And so there is a trade. We could run them. We could run these 730s right now,
30.
and then reverse. So this could be a stop run right here. That's what I'm watching. If not, we get
All right.
momentum to the downside to go see overnight lows down towards these 660s.
Mm-hmm. Last trade, 19,730.
I wanted to short these 800s, but I missed it. I missed the trade.
It wasn't a good one.
It like the format of like having multiple people trading at the same time threw me off a little bit. But
Yeah, welcome to Top Step TV, Baron.
yeah, would have been a good trade. Would have been a good trade. But
I would. Last trade, 19,724 in the ES 5678. Just a couple points beneath the VWAP there. Overnight VWAP, that is. NASDAQ still heavy.
Order filled.
716.
The short should be see money, take money comment was just right in time there for that gold.
Yeah, 35s. Last trade, 30.38. And new all-time highs put in overnight, 30.52. Morning high volume. And FOMC day, are going to stay patient. Jace, let the market come to us. We got 70% short the NASDAQ right now at a price of average shorts are short from 19,748, so in the money.
Okay.
Last trade, 19,718.
70% short, getting paid.
70% short, yeah. Also, about the one trade, nice setup yesterday. Had a 80%
What are
long
they talking
tilt
about?
in ES NASDAQ. Being short
Talking
into
about
that
this right here.
was
I think
profitable.
something to remember with tilt
Mhm.
is that it's not all of these people put on this trade right now. In that, if you see a sell-off like this, it can get short too because anyone that was long has puked their position.
It's true.
They're
That's
talking
very
about
true.
this right here, the tilt.
Yep.
Longs peeled and the
Short
shorts, yes.
From blah, blah,
Tilt
blah.
the scale their way. Still seeing
From
some selling here.
56.81.
19,708.
Overnight lows.
NASDAQ Dakota, 19,701
Short
quarter
from
with the above below and power hour.
That was-
1971.
I call it a win.
That-
I consider that a win.
Short from 66.
Yeah, that's
64
if you're within 10 points.
And
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
it's good enough, right? But
short.
Dolby.
This
Oh,
is
these
gold.
NASDAQ 20 points
Oil,
is close.
in Q.
It's true.
yeah.
So
Yup.
30,
During this
40,
volatility, yes.
gold,
Yes.
short,
Still 70% short in the NASDAQ.
gold, 66,
Big day ahead of
64.
us.
I'm
Oh,
gonna try a
And
long.
I might-
I'm gonna try
Order
a long.
Price
filled.
I like
I got
it.
in at 720. I only have 5 micros on.
Oh, 5 micro. That's cool. And live trader.
Yeah. 20 point stop. 20 point.
Very good.
I like that.
Cool.
Wait,
Long 5 MNQ. 19,720. Last trade 732.
Oh, here we go. Let's get
look at
See if we
that.
get a little bit of a
see
pop
money,
here.
take money.
Nice trade. Back up
See
there into
money
these
where we
40s.
see money.
Overnight view up 749.
Stop moving over.
See if the Dow wants to see
Order
some
filled.
here
I only
as
have
well.
one. Oh, man, I made a
ES.
mistake.
Able to find
Finger
some buyers
mistake.
just in these overnight view up.
Get out, get out, get out.
Let's trade in the ES 5682.
Order filled.
On the ladder.
Order
Very
filled.
quickly,
Order
ES. Let
filled.
Baron talk to
What
us.
the
I know this is
Gemini, am I low?
it's distracting by all
Short.
means. I will not.
Order filled.
I won't bother you.
Because I live trade in my Discord every day.
Okay, so we're
and
back in
I don't really get nervous facing
872.
the trade, but it's kind of making me sweat a little bit. I'm just
All good.
like we
Whoa, 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 whoa.
we tap back
Up, up,
into
up.
a support zone. I'm gonna put my stop in profit real quick.
Yeah, like a huge pop right there, 19,780. Holy moly, what was that? NASDAQ.
Nothing over the wire here.
Wow. Tape bomb, tape bomb, tape bomb.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
How's that trade?
Yeah.
We're up 50 points. I wish I went more than 5 micros.
always
But-
wish you had more on.
Damn.
I'm already up on the day, so I just don't want to kill the profit.
Good idea.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. There's your first fast markets trade for Baron. Big pop there. Do we know how what
Essentially,
the
what I
size
was
was there,
looking
Hogan?
for is we tapped.
Any news? Russia, balance Ukraine, Ripple, past correspondent on X, White House economic advisor says he spent last night with the Commerce Secretary and Treasury Secretary negotiating with other countries about. Oh, that's what he said over there. Stand by to short this. Oh, because we went out of.
Yeah, I caught longs last night on this nice pump from right above 700 level.
Okay. What position size do you typically trade?
Morning.
Typically, I think I trade best with like between like 2 to 3 micro or 2 to 3 minis. On that trade, I had 2 at first, and then I added a third, and then closed it out.
Got it.
So,
Nice.
Andre, I got the 1 second chart open to do the autopsy on that.
What do you got, Jack?
Here's the moves here. We had 3,800 ES contracts trade in 1 second, wiping the price from 56.80 to 56.90. So just a 10-point sweep.
A 3,800 lot. Good stuff, Jack. 3,800 lot. Top 10 handles. What a power move. 3,800. 80s to 90s.
I'm gonna try a short here. I might get burned.
How many?
Order filled.
5
Just
micros?
one mini.
One. Thank you. What price, if you don't mind me asking, Baron?
19,780.
Thank you.
Stop at 19,805.
Thank you. 805. Good stuff. Last trade 775. 3,800 lot, Jack, in the ES. Lifting it 10 handles. Impressive. Nothing on the tilt right now.
Like you used to do.
Sure.
You're working. This is my working both sides. You used to do.
Sure.
You're working. This is my working both sides of a spread thing.
Yep.
Is that it forces them to puke the other end of their spread if they get hit.
Right.
And then it's right before FOMC too, so
Grassmaster, that's not basically rigging the market. They took a 3,800 lot to market. That's
not rigging. That's
it.
That's playing the game. That's
throwing some weight around. That's throwing. Slinging size.
That's the movement that kind of killed our strategy when I was trading, because they started realizing you could execute these big markets or these big orders if you had the cojones.
Order filled.
And kind of screw all the people that were spreading it. You know they're there.
Yes, you do. Remember Eagle, Jack? Electronic Eagle, the auto spreader. Remember that?
We had our own software.
Oh, did you? Oh, you were the big boys.
Yeah.
We did not.
Proprietary.
Uh-huh.
Got stopped on that.
All right.
It was just profit from the last trade. All good.
All right. Back to what?
4,027.
4,027. Okay, great. The risk manager still seeing some buyers here.
Yep.
3,800 lot. 56.80 all the way up to 56.90. Now, typically, Jack, when you see a tape bomb like that, you will see a bit of a retrace, but it seems like the buyer, maybe the shorts are still stuck here. Wow, more
We're
buying. What was that, Jack?
We're pushing now.
They're just smashing. I mean, they're lifting some offers here. New highs, 19,829. Now E3Os in the NASDAQ. Nice risk management there, Baron. 5702. New highs in the ES. Popping crude. Buying seems. Sheesh.
I can see us get to these 880s. 880s is going to be my next area.
Man, oh man. What we got in the
For
tilt? Yeah,
NASDAQ.
73% long in the ES.
Right. Yeah. That popped too.
Holy moly.
Buyers stepping in.
They're just lifting offers. The ES again, Jack? I'm not seeing on the volume. Whatever. Stay locked in. We could look at it later.
They're getting us back right now into this area, kind of where we opened yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Smaller options level here. This is probably about 56.50 in the SPX. What am I saying? Probably it is.
Mm-hmm. New highs in the NASDAQ,
Eating up all
19,000.
those single TPOs.
Wow, what a pop. Oh, speaking of the TPOs, and speaking of all those levels, Hoag's talking about, almost forgot, pinned to the top of the chat, TopStep daily levels. Make sure you have those open, a little real estate on the screen for those. Or if you even want one better, tap on that indicators tab on TopStepX, type in TopStep daily levels, and boom, I'm slapped right there on, overlaid on your charts. TopStep daily levels. And they're not signals, just really prices of interest. 70% long NASDAQ, 70% long the ES on the tilt.
See if we can hold this area here.
Back to back. Let's go to the 1 second. See if I can see what it was. You guys just put in there. 5704 in the ES. NASDAQ, 19,840 new highs.
Yeah, I see NASDAQ to 880s. The question is, where do we get in? Where do we buy it? Still not even 30 minutes in.
Very thin on the ladder. NASDAQ, they go with the ES. It might be 600. I don't know if that's real. It might be on the downside. Still holding these highs right now.
We are. No news until FOMC, right?
Oh, I'm waiting for no, I guess the Zelensky stuff. Keep an eye out for that.
Crude oil inventories, I guess, but not.
Yep. 9:30 Central.
Or at least no planned news there. That's the better way to say it.
Yeah, Jack, if you want to do that audit or autopsy one more time on the ES, if you can see what that last
yeah, let's take a look real quick.
Yeah,
what was happening there? Never trade on this. I'm literally going just the 1 second to see what happened. Yeah. Was this our guy, or is this from before? It's hard because it keeps on moving because it's a 1 second chart.
First of all,
yeah, we had 1,000. We had 1,200 ES contracts trade right here. It wasn't as big as that first one in a second.
1,200.
1,200.
What price? Was it around the 90s?
Probably. Sorry to switch back from there.
All good. Yeah. All good. So that's about 5,000 buys that lifted the offers there.
Order filled.
702. Gold seeing some buying right up against overnight VWAP 30.42. $10 away from all-time highs.
Shorts were see money, take money.
Right.
Yes, it was.
I kind of want to.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
We're at the level.
You want to short it or buy it?
I'm looking for some retracement off the options level. Like, I'd be a couple micros short, see if we give it up. But really, this is not a huge one. If it got up, to 5,700 in the spot market, then is it going to blow through it before Powell speaks? And you can see that's been respected. That would be up here. In fact, like, look what happened. This is where it topped out before. Like 57.55, I think, would be 5,700 there. So they've been respecting these levels, man. Like, look, here's one. Here's one. Here's the one that I boo-fooed yesterday.
What was that price? Oh, there's 5704 or something like that, Jack?
Right now, yeah, 5705. There's about a 55-point spread between the spot market and the future because we moved to June.
Well, I want to be a buyer here in the NASDAQ. It's just how do we buy it? I still think this NASDAQ could get up to these upper 800s, these 880s plus, but
I'm
I
looking
need
at
to see
that
a
same
good,
level.
good long.
Needs to retrace.
I mean,
But
close your eyes and buy it is.
Oh, man.
That's about where I'm at right now.
What do you got behind you? You still got that bull bear hybrid thing.
I got a mix. Yeah.
Yeah. That's, oh man, 19,842 last trade. Still holding these highs, right near the highs, I should say. 701. 04 high of day. A pretty good start. Better than yesterday, that's for sure. It's the man. Got a 500 lot in the S&P's up at 57.11. 500 offered. $57.02 last trade. All right, top of the hour is coming. We're half hour into the New York Open. See if they want to keep pushing new highs here in the NASDAQ. Yes, they do. New highs,
right.
NASDAQ. 8,848. On the tilt. 64% long NASDAQ. And you got number 17 on the big board, number 5 on the big board. Pro Ball traders here on Top Step TV.
Yeah, they're
pushing higher here in the NASDAQ. S&Ps want to go. S&P's taking a look at the NASDAQ. Say, if you go, I go.
Mm-hmm.
New highs, NASDAQ.
Breakout.
Here goes the ES. Eddie, while we continue to put these new highs in, we got to talk about the tip of the week here at Top Step TV. It's Hump Day, Eddie. What's the tip of the week? Top Step TV.
It is expect the unexpected. Yes. Plan for sudden market swings. Use stops to limit losses. Watch the news, global events. Now remember, here's 5 tips to avoid disaster. Avoid over-leveraging. Avoid ignoring the news and events. Gosh, that's been so important here recently. Avoid revenge trading. Avoid trading without a stop loss and avoid getting too comfortable. Just because strategy worked doesn't mean it's going to work today, that it worked yesterday. So markets are unpredictable. And just when you think you've got them figured out, they throw you that curveball. So a breakout turns into a fake out, liquidity vanishes, and news hits out of nowhere. So be careful. Expect the unexpected. Back to you, Andre.
Thank you, Eddie. Hogue, thoughts on first half hour of trading? Opening range trade. We're both upside and downside. Gold. I know you've got a keen eye on the gold. Thoughts on where we're at here in the gold? You'd like the shorts beneath 30.40, Hogue? Bottomed out around 30.35. Is it buy the pullback on the larger time frame, Hogue?
You know, in gold, it's a little bit freaky because now it seems to be centering kind of around the IB low, which is that 30, 40, 60. Pretty decent short opportunity. See money, take money would have worked. I'm a little bit concerned that it's unable to kind of re-enter and hold above the IB low. So I do like shorts below that. It lets you limit the risk, number one. Number two, it is telling us that it is kind of still rejecting higher pricing at this time. We do have the anchored VWAP from the open here coming in at 38.90, and it was holding as resistance. It's held as support once. I don't know if it's going to hold again. As far as the equities are concerned, you know, we've kind of coming back to where we opened. The opening ranges were the dead ass high yesterday in the S&P and in the NASDAQ. just kind of recovering. It's overall range bound in a longer time frame. Just kind of recovering some of the repairing some of the business that may have been left behind from this, from the big down move yesterday. B shape indicates long liquidation, which would take selling power away from the market, but rollover. I think it's just let the initial balance establish, and then start looking for opportunities on those extremes if you're not already in something good.
Thank you, Hogue.
Gold still just not holding that IB low, just took out that anchored VWAP. I think there's probably still some more legs to the downside here in gold.
Right. Still pushing higher in NASDAQ and the ES. New highs, NASDAQ, 19,868, Dakota.
Close your eyes and freaking buy it, Andre. It hasn't given me an opportunity to get in. I mean, as much as easy it is to say, just close your eyes and buy it, and it keeps going up. I mean, you have to wait for a setup. If you have a strategy to take advantage of this, great. Especially
wishing I held that long.
Yeah, if you really had a runner down there in those 720s, man.
Yeah.
NASDAQ getting some tilt on the long side, 71%. But here we go, 64. Actually, there was 77% in the money. They just took some profit. It dropped all the way down to 64% now in the money.
$57.06. Right here in the highs. Last trade in the ES. Now 07 halves print. New highs in the ES. Buyers coming strong.
If it gets a little through here, this level, you can use it as like a pretty cheap place to long if you wanted to. Like if it starts dropping into the range from earlier. So let's see if maybe we can get up to like 57.15.
7.15. All right.
Order filled.
So we down.
One just fell off there. Down about $6 in the last 6 minutes there. More buying coming in here.
Mag 7's up, right? Apple's up 2%. Nvidia, Tesla, and NQ's lagging a little bit behind. I think there's still plenty of room to the upside for the NASDAQ.
Buyers are not done. 19,879 new highs.
I did 4. This time I'm going to do 5.
57.08 new highs just put in the ES.
Oh, look at that.
New highs, more buying coming in here.
Just enjoy this.
Impressive run by the bulls.
I'm glad I got out.
Guys,
there's the 80s.
Here we go. We're cooking.
There's 90s.
I'm closing on 19,900 last trade. 19,892.
Yeah,
guys, ES tilt 71% long. NASDAQ. We are not done with the buying here. ES might be leading this thing higher.
Oh my God! Again, this thing. Oh no! What did I do?
Yeah, sometimes this market can be frustrating, Andre. If you watched anybody that was in my slow markets class, this was my target from last night, saying that before FOMC, I'm looking for this market to retrace up here to these upper 80s, lower 900s, and sometimes that's kind of how it plays out. I don't know what it is. And the night before, I was looking for this market to sell off, and it's just like sometimes these moves can be relatively obvious and it's straightforward from a technical analysis, from a outside, top-down view, look hourly or daily than the hourly. But then trading them is a completely different beast of its own. Because I came in and I'm looking for the 880s, but then trading it is
everything
pretty damn difficult.
Let me turn off.
It says this is our chance to buy. We'll put a
if
pull
you